So as you can see, leaving the harbor, it's gonna be my first solo sail in the boat. We'll give the new solar system a test and cruise around, maybe stay the night somewhere. Sure if I'll end up anchoring out or if we'll find a marina to bum in. But that's part of the adventure. Let's see where we end up. Maybe about another hour in the channel. I'm motoring out. This is about I'd say probably 5 nautical miles through this channel compared to my last one where it was only about a half nautical mile. So I decided to motor out just because it'd be faster, and there's usually a pretty big dead zone in this area when it comes to wind. So we're not gonna get hit by the wind for probably another half hour or so. Yeah, so just cruising through the channel until we get out there. Nothing special, pretty boring, but it's a nice day, so. Finally, see the open ocean. It's a little ways away yet, but at least we can see it now. It's starting to get hit by some gusts of wind coming directly from the east. Right now I'm heading south, so still debating on whether I want to go to the east or the west once we hit the open water up ahead. Go to the east, that's a really easy sail. I've been there a handful of times, so I think we're gonna go west this time and see how that goes. I haven't really done a whole lot over there except for up on North Shore, but I did not sail it myself up there. So since I'm solo on this one, I don't have anyone to drive the boat for me. I think the best course of action is to unfurl the Genoa and let the sail just drive the boat once we clear the buoys here. And then I will jump up there and raise the mainsail once we get a little bit of momentum and we have that sail up and going, and then we will come to a better course and go where we're going. I think we are going to head west. I'm gonna go west today. Unfortunately, I don't have a mount for my phone, so I don't know where I'm gonna set you guys while I set up the sails, but I'll see if I can figure something out. So just checked, despite it being cloudy, the sun's popping out intermittently, but we're pulling well over 100 watts of solar between the two 100 watt panels. So definitely happy with that, that's great. All right, so we've got the Genoa out. Sail out a little bit further, and then I will hoist the mainsail up. All right, we got both sails up, no issues. The weather's looking a little shoddy over on the east or the west side. Some squalls over there. So we're just gonna sail out and see how things end up looking. We're making 4.5 to 5 knots. There's 2 to 3 foot swells, not too bad. I'm gonna go kill the motor and get a snack because I am hungry. All right, got everything shut off. Ended up going east just because the weather over there is not looking great. So yeah, we're just gonna cruise this way, kind of see where we end up. There's Honolulu and Waikiki, Diamond Head. So it looks like it's starting to clear up over on the west side. So we are going to head that way. I'll do a pretty long tack to redirect myself over there, get out far enough, and then we'll tack a few times and zigzag our way over there. The panels are doing great, pulling more than enough solar, which is awesome. I have enough to run my fridge and the fans, so I can keep my drinks and my food cold. So we are heading towards Barber's Point, which is right up there, and I'm hoping we can round that point at a reasonable time and then anchor out at Electric Beach. It's a nice sandy bottom. I have all my scuba gear too, so I could scuba dive in the morning from the boat. So we'll see. Got really good following seas. Right now I'm just kind of tacking, not tacking, but catch the wind really good right about here. Speed up a decent amount, and then I'll crank it hard to port to get us back onto back on the track. Instead of tacking and going all the way out there, we're gonna get as close as we can to the and then we'll tack out and around the point. All right, so another change in plans. Turns out overnight anchoring at Electric Beach is prohibited. They only have the day use mooring balls there. So I'll have to plan a day trip over there sometime to dive off the boat. So we're heading back towards Waikiki, and we're gonna anchor out over there for the night instead. Just a little update on the interior. Still waiting on my custom cushions that go all throughout here. Next is gonna be redoing all of this, restanding. I also need to get a lock for the gimbal because I have to take the stovetop off every time, or else it'll just kick it up because I can't actually lock it into place. But that's also working now, which is great. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, I know the windows are dirty. And we're making 13.4, pulling right around 20 amps, and that's running the fridge off the solar right now, which is strapped in down there. I think I'm gonna mount the fridge over here, but this is just being used for all my tools and stuff right now until I get that sorted out and reorganized. So, all right, so we're gonna make a big tack in to Waikiki Bay. All right, there we go. Heading in. So unfortunately the winds are not my favor and my water pump quit. Made a temporary repair, it seems to be working now. So we're trying to motor in before it gets completely dark. The sun's already setting though, so I'm not sure that's gonna be an option. I got both the sails down, we're not too far, and it is pumping water now. Just keep an eye on the temperature gauge and try to beat the dark. We made it. For some of you who have been watching for a little bit, this might look familiar, and that's because it is. I've been in this spot once before. This is at the Ala Wai Boat Harbor, right downtown Waikiki. All right, so originally, I really wanted to anchor out. However, I was about 10 miles offshore at my furthest, and miscalculated the time that I would need to get back. So I started up the motor, and then my water pump failed. So I was dead in the water for a bit, had to fix that. And then by the time I made it to this harbor, it had been dark for probably 45 minutes. And I didn't want to find a spot to anchor in the pitch dark, just because I haven't done that in this area yet. So, lessons learned so far on this little solo trip. Make sure you know where you want to go beforehand, which I did, mostly, until I realized that you cannot anchor there overnight unless it is an emergency, or you are a emergency vessel, which I am neither. So I decided to turn back around, head back down this way towards Waikiki. Originally I wanted to go to Electric Beach. They have mooring balls for daytime use, but you cannot anchor there. During the day you can, just not overnight. And then I figured we come down here and anchor out here, but I got here way past dark, so I pulled into the same spot that we did last time. This is just a vacant slip, which will work temporarily just for the night. So next time I attempt this, I'll make sure I have a set spot in mind, and I will also make sure that I can anchor there overnight. And when I do find that spot, I will leave myself more time, because I didn't leave until maybe 2:30 p.m. From my marina. So between heading west and then turning around, that just did not leave me enough time. So definitely need to leave more time for sunlight to reach my destination. Aside from that little lapse in judgment though, overall it was smooth sailing. Like, you know, I had a small mechanical issue here and there, but the boat handled great. I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna sleep really well being in the marina. At least I don't have to worry about the rocking or, you know, checking the anchor or setting alarms, all that stuff. I'm gonna knock out and resume this video in the morning. Alright, it's the next morning. Had a really solid night of sleep last night. Gonna mess around with this wiring a little bit more so that it doesn't slip on me today. Alright, so the old raw water pump was right here, and there's a belt that went to the crank here. I have this leftover electric pump, so I'm gonna wire up these directly to the battery, and that'll have to be the temporary fix until I can get new bearings and impeller for the original raw water pump. So, not pretty, but it'll work. We only need it to get in and out of the marinas, and obviously we'll be under sail. We won't have to worry about the motor. All right, and we are off again. I don't think I've ever seen this many people surfing out here before. Ton of people. So I did forget to hook up my main halyard because it slams against the mast, and that's really annoying when I'm trying to sleep. So I'm gonna have to shimmy up the mast real quick and hook that up, and then we can get the sails back up. All right, so another repair. My solar stopped working and I blew the fuse to the controller blue. And that was a 25 amp fuse and I only have a 10. So we're gonna pop this in and see if I can make it work for a couple hours. So I popped the 10 in and it is working for now. So we'll see how long it lasts. We are gonna get to sailing now because I'm tired of sitting here in these big ass swells. So let's get this show on the road. Well, now we have a different issue. My mainsail halyard completely hit the dust all the way at the top of the mast and is now tangled up there. So we're gonna have to motor back in the port. I'm gonna have to climb the mast and fix it. All right, so I think I got it untangled. I'm gonna climb back up here and unhook the main halyard and see if it is this line, because I do have a couple other lines running up there and I can't tell which one is the issue from down here. I'm just gonna clip it in over here temporarily. Main halyard tight. See if we can situate these lines. I think the issue is this red line here. So this one is the mainsail halyard. This one is for the boom. So we're gonna throw the Genoa up, head back in the port and see what the verdict is. You can see that mess of line up there. I don't know where it's coming from though. All right, we've got the Genoa up, the mainsail's down, halyard's disconnected. So we're gonna sail back into port and see what in the world is going on up there. See if I can't work that kink out from down here without having to climb up there. Back to the channel. We were gonna motor in and then I'm gonna get to work trying to figure out what's going on with that line up there. I'll conclude it. at that for today, for the video. As always, thank you for watching. I hope it was exciting. Definitely had some stuff happen that I was not anticipating on being my first solo trip, but good lessons, a lot learned. All right, so once I got back on the port and moored the boat up to my dock, I pulled the line, the main halyard line, all the way down. I hooked the line up to it so I could feed it all the way through and then pull it back up if it was good. And the whole line was good. So I'm not sure what exactly happened, but there was a bunch of fuzz that built up in that pulley up there, and I was able to retrieve that with the halyard line just by bringing it all the way down and removing that fuzz. And now it's all running nice and smooth. I inspected the whole line, there was no issues with it, and everything is completely fine now. So I'm not sure again what exactly happened, but the problem was solved.